All right, here we are, V7 football count with my man.
V7 elite playmakers.
There you go.
Yeah,
Give it to him. Give it to him. So let's talk about the football count first and foremost. What made you want to start doing football counts, Mike?
At the end of the day, man, it's all about the next generation of athletes. You know, it's guys who are currently playing in the NFL who in the next 4 or 5 years will be, honestly, being surpassed by, younger kids coming into the league. And I feel like they have to be educated. I feel like they have to understand what the National Football League is all about, what their high school careers really entail, and how serious they need to take it as far as academics, athletics, and then going on to college and aspiring to do whatever they want to do outside of getting a college degree. Okay.
Now, when we interviewed you last week, the one thing that you talked about, you coming out of high school, you were the 25th to 27th ranked quarterback.
Ranked number 11. I was
so you went and looked up.
Quarterback, yeah, and it motivated me. It drove me. I mean, I went head-to-head against a kid named Ronald Curry, who was a good friend of mine, who is a good friend of mine now, and probably one of the best high school quarterbacks I ever seen. So I learned a lot from him vicariously. I watched him, and listen, I practiced my game. I studied the art of the game. I think you have to have a great mental understanding of the game of football too, as well.
Talk about the difference from high school. You're the guy in high school, and then you go to college, and all of a sudden you got to prove yourself all over again. Talk about that mental part of it.
Yeah, I was just talking to my college offensive coordinator, who's right behind us right there.
Okay.
My college coach. He was tough. Like I just told him, mentally I had to be strong every day. He didn't make it easy for me, and anything in life that you get easy is probably not worth taking seriously. So I had to work for everything that I wanted. My goal was to make it to the National Football League, but at the same time I had to be a good college student. I had to be accountable. I had to be responsible. I had to grow into a young leader, and that's what the structured program at Virginia Tech taught me.
All right, we got a kid here, Malik, who enrolled early.
Malik looked good.
Yeah, enrolled early.
Yeah.
Played in the state championship. Enrolled early, so he got an advantage.
Yeah.
Would you have done something like that if you had the chance to?
Absolutely, if I could have. But it's a testament to him and the people around him, I think, who encouraged that decision. I'm sure that he didn't make that decision by himself, and it's just going to give him a head start. He's going to be able to obtain certain things that if he didn't make that commitment, he wouldn't have been able to.
A lot of 3, 4, 5-star kids behind you.
Yeah.
What advice would you give these guys again? Because when they go to college, I mean, the star's gone.
Yeah, look, they start all over, and I think they all understand that. If they don't, then at some point they will. Because when you walk into a college program, it's guys that are ahead of you. Either you're going to be better than them, you can surpass them, or in time you will work to get to that moment. So, listen, hard work is everything, and if you think just because you're coming out of high school that things are going to be given to you, then you did wrong. But I don't think they think like that. I think they're going to college with a purpose, and it's first and foremost to graduate. Secondly, is to make it to the National Football League if they desire to do so, and that's why we're here.
The different level of work it takes from college to that next level, because again, you got the best of the best. Only 256 guys get drafted every year.
Yeah, I mean, you got to work just as hard, but whether you're in the first round or the fifth round, you still got a shot. I know coming up, all I wanted to do was have an opportunity to play. So whether I went in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, or 7th, I would have been happy. I would have earned my spot. And even when you get drafted in the 1st round, you got to continue to earn your keep. Just because you get a big contract, that contract won't take you, 12 to 13 years into your life. You got to understand, the lifestyle that you may live and how important it is to continue to succeed.
Coming home, you in the A.
Yeah.
What it's been like since you've been home?
Yeah, it's been great, man. It's just always a warm reception in the city. The people always let me know that, or reassure me that I'm more than welcome to the city anytime. That they appreciate what I brought to the table for 6 years. With the entertainment that I was able to offer them, and I appreciate it. I accept that with gratitude.
Do you find it funny sometimes that you still kind of get that rock star reception. Like people say, it's Mike Vick. Like when you pulled up there, everybody like, oh, that's Vick.
I mean, but you know, I did some things that has never been done in the game of football before. You know, I made moves that made people miss, like people have never seen, in the eyes of Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders. But I never toot my own horn. I'm not an arrogant guy. Listen, that was God's creation. I'm one of God's creation, one of God's people. He made that happen. So listen, I enjoy watching the young guys now, you know, thrive to become professionals and collegiate athletes. You know, so that's a gift within itself, because I can help them and coach them.
Now, a lot of people don't really understand this. You were truly the first spread quarterback before it became the spread.
I invented the Wildcat.
Yeah.
Don't give me credit for that, but yeah, it's all good, man. I'm all right.
So when you see these offenses now, do you like, I probably should have been born about 10 years later?
Nah, you know what? When I see it now, I just think it's great for the game of football. It's exciting. It's entertaining. It really gives kids a chance to spread the field and really do some work, especially on the college level, because the fields are wide. So you can take advantage of that. You use Deshaun Watson as an example. Deshaun played in the spread offense, and personally, I didn't think it was enough. But at the same time, Deshaun proved that those offenses can exist and can win a national championship, and it can get you drafted in the first round, and he landed in the hands of a guy who's going to take full advantage of that in Bill O'Brien.
All right, let's talk about elite playmakers. Let's talk about the camp, what we're doing today.
Oh, man, this is going to be competition all over the place. There's one-on-one drills all over. We do routes versus air. We do certain drills with the linemen, certain drills with the D linemen. Quarterbacks, I have them will work, routes versus air. I'm just checking out technique fundamentals, man, and bringing the competition.
For all of these great athletes that we have behind us, advice you got for these guys?
Keep working, man. When I walked up, I told them they all look good. They all look like they're in great shape, tip top. They already understand that hard work is going to get you by. And, just look at their attitudes, look at their faces. They understand what this game is all about. It's a serious game. It's a beautiful game. We love it. That's why we're here.
Fellas, question for Mike Vick. Malik, you ain't got no question now?
Yeah, we got all day.
Hey, man, we here. Y'all come out. Mike Vick, he back home, everybody.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We gone. Let's do it.
Love.
Hey, man, we're here. It's your boy E. Glaze, my man, Brendan Langley. Known as Kid since, 12? 11?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Let me ask you a question. I always want to ask this to guys who get drafted. When did you know that you had that chance to go to the next level?
When I came out of one.
So when you got that final call, do you feel disrespected going third?
I wouldn't call it disrespected. Maybe I could have did something better, something that much better. To get me to that second, first round. But overall, I'm happy. I'm happy where the draft went. I'm happy where I went. I'm ecstatic about the team I went to. So I think a lot of the times you get a lot of those first round busts or whatever you want to call them, just because they go so high and don't go to the correct system. I think this is the perfect system for me. We run all the perfect schemes. I'm very familiar with the coverages and things like that. So I think I'm doing very well.
One of the big things that you've done well since I've known you is returning. I think that's a big thing for you. Looking forward to returning some kicks.
Oh yeah, that'll probably be where I contribute first. While I learn to get acclimated to the defense, learn my teammates' schemes, things like that. But that won't take long either.
One thing I liked about what you said in your first press conference in Denver was you talked about what you got from each of the cornerbacks there. I mean, was that something that you always thought about? Or just...
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, Denver was my preferred team. Like when I seen the Colorado number on my phone on draft, my heart sunk to the bottom of my stomach. Like, all I watch is Aqib Talib. All I watch is Chris Harris. All I watch is Bradley Roby. Like, I've been watching these dudes for the past 3 years. So, it's not unfamiliar territory at all. Right.
Getting a call from Elway. Have you talked to him, man?
I have.
What's it like knowing that, a legend, also the boss now?
Right.
Talking to him, how was that for you?
Right. I mean, it was an honor to know that, someone, of his caliber of play thought that I had, the necessary tools to come play for his team. Yeah. So, it was kind of surreal. Yeah. It's kind of all starting to sink in now that it's getting time closer to go. But it's definitely an honor.
First year, I know you got goals for yourself. I I mean, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to?
Man, to be honest, I just want to win the Super Bowl. I just want to win the Super Bowl. I don't really care about anything else.
Family-wise, I mean, I know why knowing about your background and all that. What was it for you, for your family, to see you do this?
Man, they were on a whole nother planet, man. If I thought I was happy, man, they were super happy, super excited.
Yeah. So the house was crazy.
Yeah. I couldn't even hear when I was talking to Coach Joseph on the phone. You know, step outside.
Yeah, because I saw the picture with you and your brothers, man, and knowing all them. So people, because when we have you in the studio, we're gonna talk a little bit about your story, man. Mm-hmm. What do you want people to know about your grind and things about that now?
It's not too much I want to let them know right now. You know, they can pretty much learn everything as time goes on. You know, as I begin to make plays, and you know, people start to recognize me a little bit more. They'll do their research, and eventually, you know, I'll share with everybody how it happened. But like I said, right now I'm still growing. I'm still you know, trying to get to the level I want to get to. So once I get there, I think the time will be appropriate.
I put a post out on Twitter about at one time Kel had you, Randolph, and Marvin all in the same backfield. To see your homies also signed to or some on signed to pro team. Mm-hmm. How did that feel for you as well?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You know, that I'll be able to see some of those guys, you know, in the regular season, preseason maybe, and things like that. So, you know, I always wanted to play with, you know, my close friends and teammates. So I think playing against them might be even that much sweeter.
That's what's up. Hey man, appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, we're here with Mr. Odell, senior.
Yeah.
Make sure we get that right. Seniors in the building.
Yes.
First of all, sir, you out here today. What is this? I'm a father first. What does it mean to you personally?
Well, I was just speaking to a couple of people over there, and she stated that she bought a brother a shirt, but he didn't wear it. I said, well, you know, I'm out here because I am a father first and foremost, and I live for my boys. I've got 3 boys of my own, and I know how important it is to have fathers in their lives, because what I've done for mine, it's added that extra motivation and that drive to be better than me and go further and have more than me, and that's what we want as parents, you know. And so I'm a father first is me, and so that's why I'm here to support them.
Now, you weren't no slouch in your day, you know what I'm saying? So to see your sons, especially, you know, everybody know about Odell and all that, but to see them progress and do good in life, that has to make you feel good that you're doing what's necessary to do what you need to do to get them to that place.
Yeah, I mean, as parents, you know, I was raised a little differently, and because I'm about to be 47, so, but those same values and morals that was instilled in me, I tried to instill in them, like the yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Being respectful, because even the Bible says, honor thy father and thy mother and your days will be longer. So that's what I drive them to be. And, you know, that I didn't do it by myself, you know, but it takes the mother, it takes the father, it takes a whole village, as they say, to raise a child. And I had my grandmother, he had his grandmother, godmothers. So, you know, it definitely takes a village.
Now, you know, we all, you know, I have a daughter as well. Still, when they get to a certain age, you still have to be there for them. And, you know, Odell in the NFL and all that. How is at this point that you still give him that advice that's needed? So he can still, you know, even though he might make mistakes, he can still learn and be a good person. What type of advice do you give him at this age?
Well, I mean, he's still a young man, and as he went to the NFL, they tried to add 10 years to his age. And so, because you're a millionaire doesn't mean that you're 33 instead of 23.
Right.
I mean, I recall 23, 24, I was still in college. I didn't graduate till I was 25.
Yeah. And
he was on a 3.5 year to graduate, but he went into the NFL at an early age, and I think just that added pressure, you know, you have to have someone like myself who's been there, done that, not necessarily in the NFL, but just to handle the pressure. So he's going to make mistakes, and obviously I'm there to make sure he doesn't make those same mistakes, because you learn from your mistakes. But I think, you know, you have to be careful what you wish for, because he wanted to be in the NFL. I always told him, and I took it from Bernie Mac, you got to do something strange for a piece of change, and it takes one play to do that. And I think with the catch, which I've seen him make crazier catches than that, but just at that moment on that stage, playing America's team, it happened. But my advice to him is just stay the course. I mean, yeah, you may make a mistake, you learn from it, but stay the course. Stay the course. Stay true to you. You know, don't change for nobody, because you're who you are, and you're OBJ because you're OBJ. So my thing is just stay the course.
So you're out here with this, you do the King Talk. How was this event? You talking to the young kids, how was that for you? And just trying to instill some wisdom in these younger generations as we try to do.
Well, I'm pretty much an ambassador / coach. I mean, I do this on a regular basis, and I don't do it in big numbers, and I do it in big numbers as well, because I'm about to be, well, I'm just now becoming an owner of ProFit Houston, which is in Houston, Texas, and we have a little league team that goes from kindergarten to 8th grade. So I'm a lifestyle coach. I've got a mentee that I've just got into the Saints rookie minicamp. Okay. You know, from Langston University in Langston, Oklahoma, all the way from 8th Ward in you know, in New Orleans. But it's something to be said about a mentor or a lifestyle coach, which is what I call myself. But a mentor is more than just someone that gives you a couple of words of wisdom and knowledge. It's a father, it's a mother, it's an uncle, sister, brother, finance guy, if you need a ride, you know, taxi. But, you know, I hear a lot of times people say I'm a mentor and I'm mentoring this kid, but you talk to him only one time. He called you 7 times and he needs $1 for lunch, but you didn't. So it definitely takes more than that, but this is second nature to me, because I am a father first, and I've always been there for my boys with open arms, with nothing in it. Right. I've always been a father to them and instilled things in them that was instilled in me, so that they will become a man that I've become, which I'm just blessed to be a blessing.
Well, sir, we thank you for the time.
Absolutely, appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Odell Beckham Sr. Hey, Instagram be popping, man.
OBS Talks, Odell Beckham Sr.
One of the best Instagrams out there, baby.
IG, Odell Beckham Sr. ProFit Houston, come see.
All right. Hey, man, we're here with Mr. Elliott. I would call him Mr. Elliott because he's the one, you know, I can't believe my co-host here, big Dallas Cowboy fan, he's a big Zeke fan. But let me just ask you first, what does I'm a father's first mean to you?
What a father's first means to me is that regardless of any other title that I can wear in life, any achievement in life that I make, that gives me a title, I'm always going to be a father first. You know, I'm a father of 3 beautiful children, Ezekiel Elliott being my oldest. I got a daughter named Leah, that's my youngest, and then I got Layla, who's on the way to The Ohio State University to run track.
The Ohio State. Yes. So how do you know, having a son that's in the pop, you know, in the light now, popular guy who on America's team, I would call it that, because there's a lot of, you know, light on that. How do you try to work with him to stay grounded and help him out in some of his decisions that he makes now?
Well, believe it or not, that work started the moment he came in the world. See, it's about how you raise your children. At a certain point, regardless if you play for America's team or you go into the workforce or corporate America, as young men or young women, we have to grow into our own. So at this juncture in my son's life and in my life as a father, I'm really there for as a support. Because a lot of the things that he's may need to hear, he's heard it before. And trust me, when he sees me, he hears it again and again. I don't have to say nothing.
I got you. So when you have a son where you're good and you're working with your other kids, how do you keep them all at the point where you say, you don't have to be like him? Be your own person, and as a father, you want to make sure they create their own lane, per se.
Well, you know, once again, it goes back to parenting. You know, I have a great wife, a great mother, who really has allowed me to be a father first. I don't think, honestly, in this journey in my life, you can be a great father without a great woman involved. Whether it's your wife, but definitely it's going to be the mother of your children.
Exactly.
So she has to understand that you are the father, and you are a father first.
Right.
And even if you're not perfect, you have to hide his imperfections.
Right.
Because what we were yesterday is not what we are today.
Wow. That's right.
You know.
That's
So my children, my daughter is a very accomplished track athlete,
okay.
an excellent student, on her way to The Ohio State University. Largely because of my wife keeping her busy, taking her around the country just like we did with Ezekiel. Then my 11-year-old Leah is really not an argument. She's the best athlete in the family. She's a 3-time national champion in track right now. She has numbers that track athletes in high school have, but she's a great student, and her mom constantly stays on top of her and gives her the same as what she gave to Ezekiel.
Right. Let me ask you this. You're bringing up something. I'm sure you brought Ezekiel up in multiple sports in high school.
Yes.
How important was that for him to be where he is now?
Very important, because first of all, it's like diversity. When you're used to doing a lot of different things or being around a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people, it broadens your horizon. What I have learned too on the physical side, there's something called muscle memory. So when you're working all your different muscles doing different things, your muscles remember all those different things. It's not stuck into just working as though you was playing football. You know, so you're running track, you're running the hurdles, you're high jumping, you know, you're playing baseball, you know, you're using your eye, your hand contact, you know, you're using all these various different muscles, but the number one muscle you're using is your mind.
True. Well, sir, we thank you for your time. But real quick, being here in this event, and we know you're an ambassador, you do the King Talk. How was this event and you being able to talk to the kids like you do? King Talk is awesome. And being able to talk to these kids and, you know, and instilling that wisdom in them. How has that been for you and how is that for you?
Every time I talk to young people or people in general, it does just as much for them as it does for me. You know, it's my passion. I believe it's my calling, it's my mission. Right. You know, so much is given, much is required. Right. So whenever I have an opportunity to share with young people, since they are very interested on the rise of Ezekiel Elliott, it's always a blessing for me to be able to share with them on some of the principles that Ezekiel has used in his life that has made him great in what he does. The number one principle Ezekiel continues to use, he's a grinder. He's a blue-collar worker. Right. You could be the greatest athlete in the world. Some of the best athletes in the world with potential are in the grave right now.
True.
I'm sure you can go in your memory, I go in my memory, and we go back and think about those who we knew that no longer among the living. Right. Great athletes, great minds, great students. So that's what I try to preach, being great, whatever you do. Telling parents, look, don't tell your child when they're 7 years old, they're going to go to the NFL. You're setting them up for failure.
Setting them up, yeah.
In my son's journey, I have never sat down with him and discussed him being a professional athlete. Contrary to belief.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So what I have done is sat down and talked to him over and over about being a great human being.
And that's always going to be. It'll just accentuate your talent.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just good to hear that. So now we got to see daughter at Ohio State killing it in track. The younger daughter killing it in the track. So we're going to be hearing from him. We'll be seeing Mr. Elliott a long time.
Team Elliott is in the house.
Team Elliott. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
I appreciate you.
And I would say go Cowboys, but I'm a Falcon fan. Y'all coming up here.
I'll say it for you. Go Cowboys.
Are you coming on?
I will be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to him again then, so we can talk to him. My co-host is a big Cowboys fan.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun talking.
It'll be my honor.
All right. Yeah, hopefully we can get you in the studio, maybe.
Oh, let me know.
Okay.
I'll give you my information.
Okay. And we'll be talking to you. Thank you.